You have to keep in mind as a leader, talking to people based off of what's relevant to them. Conversations that happen with the 3 of us are not the conversations that happen with the 20 of us.
This is the Atomic Souls Podcast.
Their partner recently got a promotion into leadership. And they're struggling with, like, the people under them. They saw their problems as, like, silly or stupid or, like, not a big problem. And because they, like, I guess they're very, like, bootstrapped, like, they've never had good leadership themselves. And so they were like, just do the fucking thing. Like,
so I think there's 2 key components to that.
Yeah.
The first component is kind of like how we talk about with parenting. You know, your kid will come home from school and they're like, this was the worst day ever. Right. And you're like, you got in a fight with somebody. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Like, it's not that bad. But I turned the TV off.
Right. To them, it is the worst day that they've ever had.
Right. Yeah, that's
and so we can only comprehend what is the most extreme good and bad that we've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And so, like, back to spectrums, our spectrum's based off of lived experience.
Our window of tolerance.
I like that better.
Clinical.
I say spectrum so many times.
Spectrum, the window of tolerance is bigger if you've been through more situations.
Well, the ends are based off of experience. The worst possible thing you've experienced is that end of that window of tolerance. And the best thing that you've ever experienced is going to be on the far end of that. So as you grow in leadership, usually there's a correlation to where you experienced bigger and bigger things, more intense things.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing is you need to be able to recognize that their window of tolerance is different than yours.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to kind of put yourself in their shoes and view from that perspective of, yes, this is super intense right now.
Right.
And then the other component of that is the best way that you help somebody through that is you get in the mud with them and do it, lead by example. We get tons of opportunities of that on the boat to where guys are like, that's not possible. I'm like, listen here, motherfucker, it is possible. And I'll walk out there and do it with them.
I've done it. I'll show you how.
Exactly.
I think that's similar to, we've had some clinicians, when we first introduced breath work, they were like, this is not safe. And I was like, some of the, like, more senior therapists were like, what? And then I was like, well, that's from their perspective, because with their amount of skills, it's not safe for them to do that.
Sure.
But with our amount of skills and experience, it is, because we know how to close things out and, get people grounded afterwards.
I think there's, at least on the boat, there's 2 sides of that coin, right? Because the more experience you have, the more complacent you'll become with things.
Lazy therapist.
Right.
Same.
And so, in therapy, you have that issue there. On the boats, we have the issue to where it's like, oh, I've done this 1,000 times. I've never gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Well, 1,001 is the time when you get hurt. And that's why we'll have, policies around very specific safety issues. Like, you never step, in the bite of a wire we talk about where, wire, say it's in a loop, you don't step in between the 2 bits.
Do they not read their own life insurance?
Right.
I remember when you first worked for them.
Yes.
It's like, there's life insurance on your pinky.
Right.
Like, what?
But what'll happen is we become so complacent with our environment because we've been in that particular environment so many times and didn't have a safety issue. It
won't happen to me.
Right. Yeah, it won't happen to me. Exactly. I've had issues that I don't want to say because nobody knew about it on the boat, and we're going to leave it that way. But I've definitely made mistakes where thankfully I walked away from it, but it could have been extremely disastrous. I'm like, ooh, that was a massive fuck up.
Yeah,
we call them near misses on the boat.
Near misses. Let's not talk about those.
Yeah. But again, it was that's what it was. It was complacency. When we look at the statistics on the boats, I talk about this with Chris, my port captain, a lot because he'll tell me about these, random fuck ups. Like the worst one is guys on TikTok not paying attention to what they're doing because they're trying to film themselves. We'll have guys that have incidents and hit the water because of that type of stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he'll tell me about it, and 99.9% of the time, all of our incidents are human error. We're just being idiots because we've become complacent with our environment.
Right.
And I could definitely see that, in the therapy world where You get a therapist that's just going through the motions because I've done this 1,000 times and it's worked, 999 times.
Right. Or recovery. I was talking to someone yesterday. He was telling me his story and he's like, around 3 years, I like stopped kind of doing all the things and got like complacent and was like, I didn't have direction. So it's kind of the same thing. Like you have to stay on top of and like
you do
put in the forefront the dangers of like relapse or the dangers of like the boat or like the dangers of not being present with the client.
Yeah. Intentionality is the biggest thing. And it's across the board. And like we talk about it, on the boat, dealing with dangerous work environments, talk about it in therapy, showing up very intentional with every single client. Yeah. Even to, religious perspective, you need to intentionally die to yourself every day. Mm-hmm. Like we all wake up a sinner kind of thing.
That's kind of what we were talking about was like, you have to like put all your selfishness to the side and like, what do I need to do? Like renew my mind every day.
Right. I think that's something that a lot of people fail at is the intentionality. They'll get so focused on an end goal. And maybe the end goal is just, I want to get to the weekend because something fun's going on. Right. But we lose the intentionality of the moment and the day. Yeah. And that's where a lot of failure happens at. Yeah. And go back.
I think we're about to say the same thing.
What?
Back to leadership.
I was going to bring it back to leadership. Yeah.
You go first.
Well, I was going to say, bringing it back to leadership, that's something that we have to do by example. We can't just show up and we're like, hey, whatever problem pops up today, I'm going to solve for you. No. Right. We need to show up with a lot of intention of what we're doing that day. Yeah. And obviously stuff's going to come up. We're going to have to pivot our schedule a little bit, but there needs to be intentionality to every single moment. So our team can see that and then they feed off of that. And that's real leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've seen like the product of us being too focused on the bigger picture and how that impacts the team negatively, because then we're just like, oh, kind of over here and like missing. And then when we can circle back and like refocus, we're intentional about coaching people through certain things. Like, I don't want to like, onboarding can be a lot, but if we do it heavy, we've realized doing it like intentional and intense in the beginning leads to better outcomes for the whole team and better training and
I think
less chaos or mistakes.
It also emphasizes the value of middle management. People think middle management's just, why do you have that? That's pointless. Every business should be flat. You got the leader and then everybody else underneath them. And the reality is that's not the way things scale. A big disconnect that we'll have when we get too focused on the future, if you don't have that middle management area, the communication gets completely disconnected because the vision that we're seeing and we're focused on is years away from the day-to-day that our team is seeing right now. And so our communication is not connected. And that's where middle management is good when your middle managers are good, is you can have kind of that bridge of communication, like a liaison, I guess, to where, hey, that's the goal that we're trying to achieve, but I'm going to talk to you based off of what you're experiencing on a day-to-day to help move us towards that goal.
Right. Keep them connected to the vision and keep leadership connected to the boots on the ground. Yeah,
the book that we've been going through in that little leadership group that I'm doing, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Yeah. It doesn't really talk directly to this, but it references a lot of management and leadership being two different skills. And I think that's very important to recognize and to value independently of each other. Just because you're a good leader doesn't necessarily mean you're a good manager, and vice versa. A leader is, the trailblazer that is defining the direction that they're going to go. Yeah. But the manager is who actually makes that happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think if there's a disconnect between, I think we've been looking at this recently we have a great team, boots on the ground, they're killing it. And I think we're trying to get ahead of the loss of vision. And so we've been talking about like doing a presentation on like where the company's headed and all of that, like growth opportunities for everyone, because we don't want to lose that momentum. I think in the times coming, there's going to be a balance of like keeping people in on that, transparent with like, hey, this is where we're going. It's not just a normal IOP. Like we're trying to like actually do some big shit here.
Yeah, for sure. I think it goes back to I guess this isn't a window of tolerance, but like a window of perspective. You have to, when you're communicating with team members, you have to bring things down to the perspective that they understand and that's relevant to them. There's a lot of stuff that we talk about that's very relevant to us because it's relevant to the business as a whole and growth that Sal don't give a shit about because it's not relevant to him. He shouldn't give a shit about it. And so I think that's the things that, you have to keep in mind as a leader, is talking to people based off of what's relevant to them. This is something that happens that happens a lot on the boat. One of the biggest complaints that guys on deck have is the captains tell them a bunch of useless information. They're like, hey, we're going to go to this dock and such said this, and they got this other thing going on over there. And they're like, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Right.
Just tell me what's relevant to me. Is it a port side or starboard side tie off?
Yeah.
And that happens across the board in business. I love referencing stuff on the boat. Most people have no clue what I'm talking about. But for me, it's very easy to have these like really prevalent metaphors because everything is so actionable on the boat. But in business, the same thing happens. I'll catch myself sometimes talking to a team member about something and I can see their eyes glaze over. And it's like, I don't need to tell them this. It's not relevant to them. And if they do try and absorb it and figure out like, why the fuck's he telling me this? Then I'm going to overwhelm them. And so that's why you have to be particular about, we talk about this a lot, like circles of communication. Like we have an inner circle that we communicate, me, you, and Scott, and then we extend past that a little bit, and we have middle management, and then we extend past that. But the conversations that happen with the three of us are not the conversations that happen with the 20 of us.
Yeah, and it's, I think that's the downfall of a lot of corporate places. I'm reading that how Google is made or something like that. And that's what it's kind of getting into in the first few chapters is like the downfall of Google and how they had to basically restructure the entire company so that it would be smaller teams, more like a franchise model, because it got too big and people were either bored out their minds or unproductive or not creative because there wasn't the energy of the kind of short leadership chain.
Yeah.
And it was just all structure and policy and procedure. And it was just too big of a system to
Well, it'll also become a bureaucracy too, to where, you want everybody to have an opinion. And not that people shouldn't have opinions, but at some point somebody has to be the decision maker. Yeah. And when you become a bureaucracy like that, it's so difficult to be nimble and make strategic decisions because everybody's got to sign off on it.
Yeah, if there's 10 levels of management, it has to be signed off by everyone. If the CEO's up here, decisions need to be made down here. Right. They kind of cut that in half. Also,
you'll get up to, we have it to some degree, right? I'm not going to make an executive decision without you and Scott signing off on it. Thankfully, our communication is very good and it's just the three of us. Yeah. But I have other companies that I connect with and they'll have 12 people on a board and all 12 have to sign off before they make an executive decision. And 2 of the 12 are attorneys and they're like, well, I don't know if I would word it quite like that.
Attorneys are the worst.
Right.
We love you, Trey.
But they're doing their due diligence,
their
right?
Job, yeah.
And to some degree to make progress, you just at some point got to say, fuck it. We'll ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah. There's a balance for sure. Yeah. Because if you're constantly worried about the fallout, that will hinder the creativity and the pushing the bar and the gray area and the new. And so you can't just live in fear. Yeah. You have to take some leap of faith.
Yeah. Well, I think that's entrepreneurship, right? That's what's the saying that Elon said? Entrepreneurship is chewing glass and staring into the abyss. That's that's 100% accurate. It's a miserable experience, but you can't imagine doing anything else. Yeah. But it's because you're constantly taking leaps of faith and you're constantly betting on yourself. Yeah.
But if you have 10 bosses to make a decision, you're just be like, oh, fuck it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, that's the point I was getting to is you can't have 10 people that want to be the entrepreneur and take those leaps of faith. Yeah. You need 1 or 2 people that are defining the direction you're going to go, the leader, but then they need to be backed up by managers that actually look at it and say, hold up,
right?
This is how we can strategically accomplish that goal.
Yeah. I think that's why like franchise models work so well compared to like big corporations, because they're like typically managed at location. And so I think that's what I see in Google doing, and like maybe hopefully some other companies are like.
Well, franchise is a big corporation. They just break it down.
I know. Yeah, I'm saying that's I think more successful than like a big Google or Zoom or whatever. It's like you can have these like smaller teams that are managed and independent. It's seems more successful depending on the management and leadership in place.
Yeah, I think it depends on how you define success. I agree with you 100%. I think the issue that happens where you get these massive corporations like a Zoom or a Google or something like that is the profitability margins. Their margins are so good that they don't need to be efficient. Yeah. And so they become wildly inefficient.
Yeah, I guess success for me is efficiency.
No,
and growth.
For me as well, I agree.
But they're just, Zoom is just like, oh, we're going to lay off some people. All right, we're going to hire some people. Okay, we're going to lay off some people. Just like, but they're successful, so.
Yeah.
Differently.
Well, I think Kirby's a perfect example of this. That's the boat company. They're very, very efficient at particular aspects, and like they have variants of inefficiency, if that makes sense. Like they allow certain things to be inefficient because they know it produces to where they can be wildly efficient at these other places. And they run it almost as a franchise model to where every single boat has a very independent culture and, independent budget and all that stuff. So you have a corporation of, 10, 15,000 people. But the reality is day-to-day operations are ran by like a group of 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important to keep things small.
Yeah.
And let that team have autonomy in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, they've made
within
decisions.
The parameters.
They've made decisions where I was like, I don't know why you're doing that. That looks fucking stupid. And then a year later, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because they see the bigger picture. You're on a boat, so you see the boat picture.
Yeah, I think coming up on the boats has been a real blessing for me when it comes to business because, I mean, to me, the boat stuff came pretty easy. Maybe because I grew up on boats and stuff. But being able to observe all the operational aspects of it, like the actual business side of things, has been really, really cool. And they've been so cool about it. I remember talking with one of my bigger bosses of like, hey, do you think it'd be cool if like I just came and observed our sales team? Yeah. He's like, why would you want to do sales? You make way more money on the boat. So I was like, I'm just curious how things happen. He's like, dude, you can come hang out whenever you want. Yeah. And they let me just go hang out with them in the office and observe the way they do sales and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
I remember when you started asking questions like that, they were like, yeah, sign this document that you're not going to start a boat company. Yeah. You're like, I promise I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I had to do like a whole little investigation. Yeah.
She's like, I'm starting my own company. They're like, is it a boat company?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
No, they were, once we went through all that process, they were super supportive. They've been fantastic to me. And I think it's a fantastic career for anybody. I'm always promoting them.
It's a hard career. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's for the right people.
I wouldn't say it's for everybody. I would say it's for anybody. Anybody could do it. Not everybody's going to like it.
Think I could do
it? You could do it. Let me rephrase. I think.
Why don't you rethink that? I don't think everybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
You know what? I think everybody could do it. I really do. I think most people won't push themselves to do it. But we have women out there that excel. I have a deckhand right now, JoJo, that's probably the best fucking deckhand we have. Like, she doesn't have the experience that other guys have, but she always has a good attitude. She always works her ass off. Like, she looks for stuff to do.
Yeah. That's good.
She's not as physically capable as the other guys, but she gets the job done. Right. And you're never by yourself. You always have other people there. So you can get help. Like, you don't have to do things solo. Yeah. I think bigger guys in general are better at the job. But the further you get in the job, the less physical it is. Like, I don't do anything physical anymore unless I go out there and help the guys, which I do a lot. Yeah. But I don't have to. So yeah, I think anybody could do it, and I think it's a phenomenal career path. I don't think high school dropouts can go anywhere else and make $200,000 a year.
Yeah, it's definitely a great place for people who struggled in like typical.
Yeah, the only people that I've seen so far that just straight up could not make it out there were people that were entitled. They're like, I deserve this, or I deserve that. Those people never make it.
Yeah,
and I think they're not going to make it anywhere.
Right.
Anywhere they go, they're going to, I'm worth more than this. All right, well, fuck you.
I just had a flashback to that associate that asked for $75,000.
Right.
Couldn't even manage 15 clients. I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not how it works.
Right.
No. Yeah, the entitlement won't work anywhere, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, guys that, I say guys, it's a predominantly male field.
Yeah.
Like there are very few women out there.
Yeah.
Because it is a very physical job.
Right.
And I think, obviously, you know, there's outliers in everything. Mm-hmm. Like nursing's a predominantly female job. There's some great male nurses out there, though. There's some great female deckhands and wheelmen out there. Yeah. But it's predominantly male job. I think it will make a man out of you, though, when you go. Like, even if you go as a woman, it's going to make a man out of you. You're going to learn how to deal with blue-collar dudes that are talking shit and stuff constantly. Yeah. It'll toughen you up, give you thick skin. And I think that's important in life.
Your like window of tolerance will grow.
Yeah. Everybody that I know that's out there on the boats, that's, you know, been out there for an extended period of time, let's say 8-10 years plus. Yeah. They're going to be good in life no matter what happens with them. Like, they're just solid individuals because that's what it turns you into.
Anyways, leadership.
What else? Give me another question. I thought we went through that one pretty well.
We did. Yeah. What does like coaching leadership mean to you?
Coaching leadership? Mm-hmm.
You need to read that book, $1 Trillion Coach.
I do not need to read that book.
It's so good.
I've read so many leadership books now.
So
I'm burnt out on it. They all say the same thing.
No, this one. Try it.
No, tell me what's unique about it. It was more about
like his like life. It wasn't like skills. It was just like about this guy's like life.
Right.
And that was really interesting.
And how he utilized skills in his life to be a good leader.
It was just about like a biography about his life.
Yeah.
And, like different scenarios, and I thought it was really well done.
Okay. I'll give it a gander.
Any book you bring me, nope, I don't need to read that. I'm just gonna straight up.
No, I got 2 books sitting on my shelf right now that are from you that I'm gonna read.
Okay.
It's just I don't want to read that particular book.
I think it's great.
That's good.
It's better than the other books. You should read it.
I'm just burnt out on leadership books. Like I'm doing the 21 Irrefutable Laws. This is the 3rd time I've read that book, and every single other leadership book that I've picked up. Instead. What?
You could have read the coaching book instead of that one 3 times.
Well, if you let me finish, what I was about to say was every single other book that I've read usually just picks 3 to 4 laws from that book and writes a whole book about it. Okay. But
this is just about this guy's life. It's not really
cool.
Skill focused.
Wasn't he like a shitty coach?
Yeah, he was a really bad. Well, he was a really good community builder for football, but he was a really bad football coach. Very different skills.
Yeah.
So he was more focused on like team building and rapport and like loving on people. And
it sounds like a book a loser would write.
Why are you? My God, this book like changed my life. And what's his face? Khalid's the one that told me to read it.
I know. I'm joking with you. I don't see me reading that book, but I might check it out later. What?
I just thought it was a great perspective.
Okay. You asked me what's your thoughts on coaching leadership and then interrupted me to tell me about the book.
Keep going.
Coaching leadership, like as a leadership style, or teaching somebody how to be a leader? Because those are 2 different things.
Both.
I mean, I don't think I'm good at developing leaders, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask that. I think that's something that I'm trying to figure out right now. I think I'm really good at leading. I think I'm poor at managing, and I'm poor at developing leaders. The law of multiplication, which is...
I think we're all working on that.
Yeah. And I have read a substantial amount of leadership books. They've not been helpful. They're helpful with being a leader. They've not been helpful with creating leaders.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say about it. Tune in a couple of years and maybe I'll have a better answer. Right now, I don't think I'm good at coaching leadership.
There's a book for it. Anyways. Well, I think coaching it's hard because we are good at leading and doing things and getting it done. And in coaching, you have to kind of sit back and let people, you're just like guiding people through. And so it's a different style of skills, different set of skills, because you're also like, I know how to do it. I can do it faster. And you just have to like let people kind of fumble through a little bit and figure it out for themselves.
Well, I've gotten good at that. I've gotten good at patience with people figuring stuff out. The issue is the replication of thought that I can't figure out.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with Ethan, the guy on the boat the other day, because he was asking the concept of like working in the business versus on the business. That's the thing that everybody says in entrepreneurship. You can't work in your business. You got to be out the business to work on the business.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that previously of like, eventually you just work yourself back into the business every time. So you constantly have to grow, which I think I do well at. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I do okay at it. I think my issue is I never seem to be able to get my thought process to replicate in other people. Like the concept of scalable expansion, I think is something that I do well. And I can't ever get other people to think like that. And I think that's a failure on me as a leader to some degree.
I think it's kind of going back to sharing the vision, over communicating the next steps or like what you're seeing so that people understand that and buy into it.
Right. So those are two different things though. Sharing the vision is something that's already created. What I got to figure out is how to get people to create vision. I'm great at sharing vision. I can get people to say, hey, let's go do that thing. They're like, fuck yeah, that's going to be awesome. I need somebody else to come up with the thing.
Why?
So I don't have to do it.
But this is our thing, so we're always going to be the forefront thinkers until someone experiences enough of what we've experienced to take on.
So
that.
right there's the disconnect though. It's our thing. That's what I'm saying. Like
every company has a visionary.
Right. I've yet to be able to replicate more visionaries though. I think that's...
But if it's our vision, will anyone actually take on
that
role?
Right now, I'm literally incapable of doing it with you in this conversation because you keep coming back to ownership of the vision. That's the point of being a leadership, is somebody can own a different vision.
Yeah. I don't think we have put out feelers enough for that.
I've put out a ton. That's okay. That is my biggest goal in life right now, is trying to...
You've put out like a job resume.
Well, see, now you're not talking about coaching. You're talking about hiring. That's different. You can attract leaders, which I haven't put much emphasis in at all, but that's not the conversation that we're having. I'm not talking about the law of magnetism, which is also in the book. I'm talking about the law of multiplication or replication. I can't remember exactly how to words it. I'm poor at that. I cannot replicate myself well.
Or do we just have the wrong people that aren't the right replication of you?
No, see, you're making things external again. A good leader, everything is on the leader. In my opinion, I think we have great people. I think I do a poor... I think I do a poor job of replicating myself in them. I do a poor job of creating leaders. I think I do a great job of creating managers, but not leaders.
What does your book say about doing that?
It doesn't.
I read it 3 times.
Huh?
Oh, I thought it goes over every leadership skill ever, and it's the only book that you should ever read.
Well, it talks about that you should do this, and it talks about what it is. It doesn't deep dive into how to do it. And I haven't found a book yet that deep dives into how to do it. And me and Lori are experimenting with this right now. I think Lori has grown tremendously as a manager.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about management skills. I can't figure out how to have the conversation of leadership development. And those are different things. Literally the conversation that we're having right now. Like, it took me 10 minutes just to get you to understand the concept that I was trying to explain. We're on the same page now. But if it takes that long just to explain the concept, imagine how difficult it is for me to actually achieve it.
Just gotta keep trying. Keep communicating.
Right.
Keep explaining.
When you talk about coaching leadership, though, that's what I come back to is I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I'm good at developing managers. I'm good at developing systems and procedures and, scalable expansion models. Yeah. I'm not good at creating leaders, though.
That's why I like that coaching book, because it was all about that skill and developing it and how he developed it into all the leaders in Silicon Valley. It was just, I don't know. He was just replicating. And it was a lot of focus on like building community.
Okay. The way you explain it to me is he was a football coach that couldn't win at football, so he focused on other things. And I'm like, okay.
It's literally called the $1 trillion coach. So he eventually was very successful in business because the skills that he was good at translated really well to business.
Okay. Maybe I'll check it out.
It wouldn't be called the $1 trillion coach if it wasn't. He had like 500 people at his funeral.
You design book titles the exact same way you design a hook on TikTok or YouTube or anything.
Okay. Well, he leadership coached every big name in Silicon Valley to be big leaders and highly successful people.
Cool.
And it was funny. There's like a part in it that's like talking about his funeral, and like it was like 500 people showed up, and they all thought that they were his like best mentor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I found it really, I don't know.
Yeah.
High quality.
Maybe I'll check it out. I mentor a lot of people. I just can't, like I said, that I can't figure out how to do that particular thing. Mm-hmm. And I've read multiple books on it, and every book acts like it's just this easy fucking thing. You just tell people how you do stuff. Like, I don't.
You should ask Khalid, or Ryan. I feel like they would have a good book recommendation.
Maybe so. I'll talk to him about it. The best person that I have seen at this so far was actually a boat captain. Actually, it was Sean from Louisiana.
Go interview him.
Yeah.
He was a really good he is a good captain.
He's not even a captain anymore. He stepped down.
What?
So you kind of have this segmentation, right? Like, you have the title of captain, which he does not currently hold, by choice. Like, he wasn't demoted or anything. He was just like, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
But then you have like the mentality of, he's still a fucking captain.
Yeah.
Like, that's still my captain when I think of when I was on deck and stuff.
So long ago, he trained you. That's crazy.
He was really good at that replication factor, though. Like, when I was training with him, we never once discussed how to do things. We always discussed how to process the information to come up with a decision. And that's what he would always say. I don't want to teach you how to or what to think. I want to teach you how to think.
Yeah. So what would he do or say in those moments?
That's what I can't figure out how to.
You don't remember?
Well, I remember.
You need to call him.
I remember doing it, and I've tried doing it with other people, but it always becomes like an isolated environment. I think to some degree it has to be the right person, right, that you're mentoring. But I think we have the right people. I think I have the right people in my circle right now, and I just don't know how to offer that to them.
Yeah.
Like, again, I know you think that it would be the simple thing. You're like, well, what did he do? Like, it's just not. It's not that fucking simple. Like, you need to know, back to like the window, right? Like, you need to know the perspective that somebody appraises stuff in. And you need to know how to manipulate that perspective. And then you need to understand their independent motivators. And like, there's so many details to it that you have to figure out how to engage. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm just not good at yet.
Yeah. We'll get Sean on the podcast.
I would love to have Sean on the podcast.
Get him over here.
Yeah.
Pick his brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have Sean on the podcast.
He's got a great story.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a captain like super young, like early 20s, I think.
One of the youngest captains for a while.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not
anymore.
So I got another buddy out there now.
Getting old.
I got another buddy, Jonathan. He's one of those guys that just came up and like instantly was phenomenal at running a boat. He was on deck under me for a little bit. I can't remember if I was in the wheelhouse yet or if we were just on deck together. But I remember working with him when he was on deck, and they got to the wheelhouse. I remember talking to the guys that were training me, like, this dude's the best boat handler I've ever seen. Like, he's just like he was born to run boats.
Yeah.
And he got into a position to where there was a captain spot open and nobody else wanted it, even though he didn't have the experience. They're like, okay, you're captain now. Literally nobody else can do the job.
Yeah. Jeez.
But anyway, he's really good too. I haven't worked with him since he's been a captain, but yeah, leadership, crazy thing. All of my...
Our coffee's wearing off.
all of my big mentors in leadership have all come from the boats. It's all been uneducated fucking boat trash people.
I've had some pretty shit leadership. I've had a few good ones, like Christina, which was like way back at Starbucks. I think she was an amazing leader and coach.
Yeah.
And then she really focused on like the team and like, you know, she was very strict about learning the skills and always like being on watch for what you can do and giving back to the team and supporting. And then the only other one was Kim at Roosevelt when I did that schoolwork. She was just so wise, just like, and like nice, good with feedback.
Yeah.
She like really like, understood what it was to be like new to the field. Mm-hmm. I think Christina did too. They both had like grounded in like the new perspective. And yeah.
I think your parents are really good at leadership.
Yeah, my parents are too. I'm thinking of like in work stuff, but yeah, my parents are good at leadership and great at networking.
Yeah. I think my dad, a phenomenal leadership coach, but he just never wanted to coach people. Like it was me and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's constantly coaching and leading and yeah. Also an example of he or the company never found someone that was able to replicate him. And now they're like, oh no, he's about to leave.
Right.
How do we like replace him? We can't.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's right there, a distinction between management and leadership. Like he was a great manager, but also a great leader. Yeah. And in their mind, they're like, oh, we just need to replace the manager. And they didn't realize, holy shit, like we've been paying him to be a manager, but he's been leading all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if and when he retires.
Yeah. I've been hearing, oh yeah, I'm retiring in the next few months for 5 years.
10 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both of us have been very blessed to have good leaders in our life. Dragon was a phenomenal leader too. Like,
yeah, despite his life choices, he's a really good leader.
I'm not gonna say anything about his life choices. I think a lot of people would look at him and say he's got it figured out.
Okay.
We view life differently. That's totally fine.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
that's
that.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny because there's other people in the company that strongly disagree with the way Dragon does things. But when it comes to...
They call him to do the hardest jobs, though, like,
Right.
obviously.
And then when it... Well, it's not just that. Like, the crew development.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen people develop loyalty from a crew like he does. Mm-hmm. And they'll fucking hate him at times, but they're still loyal to him. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really lacking skill set in a lot of leaders. A lot of leaders, they're like, I just need to get you to do the thing. Yeah. But it's like, the moment you're going, they're not doing the thing.
I think Scott's really good at loyalty building.
Yeah, Scott is very good. Scott and Dragon have a lot in common, to be honest with you. They both got a dash asshole in them at all times.
Dash. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
99% asshole.
Yeah.
Both of them.
But I mean, there people know that he's going to look out for him, right?
Right.
Just staying up for him. Those are things that I learned.
The asshole benefits them.
Those are things that I learned from Dragon, though. Yeah. There were times where me and Dragon got into it with each other.
Yeah.
But we got into it because I was sticking up for my guys to him. But it was like, he's the one that trained me to do that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something else that I've been, decent at is developing loyalty. I talked about this in a leadership group a couple of weeks ago because we were talking about, what is it that you look for in a hire? Mm-hmm. And everybody's talking about, this particular skill set, that particular skill set. I'd be like, I'll be honest with you, I could give a shit less about skills. I can train skills. Yeah. I hire for two things, integrity and loyalty. It's the only two things I care about. And so I think that's an important thing. It was funny because I was talking, a lot of guys in that group are like tech guys. And the industry is just so drastically different. Yeah. A couple of them are recruiters, and they're talking about, I was asking about churn. I was like, well, what is y'all's churn rate? He's like, usually 14 to 18 months, you're going to be in a new position. Yeah. So a lot of guys that they will headhunt for, they almost act as an agent. Like they'll place them into another position, position. And to me, I was like, wow, that is crazy. Like if somebody's not with me for at least 2 years, I feel like I failed as a leader. Yeah. Like what did I do wrong that you don't love me?
Yeah.
And Trevor was like, yeah, but that's what you hire for. You hire for loyalty. Yeah. So if you feel like if somebody's left you less than 24 months, then they weren't loyal to you. Right. I was like, yeah, I didn't think about that. It's like, yeah, he's not hiring for loyalty. Right. He's hiring dollar figures exclusively.
Yeah. Yeah. I have seen a difference in changing what we're hiring for. Definitely. Yeah. So I think we started off like the dollar figure, like just to grow. It's like, oh, you can make some money. Like, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's more like, oh, let's loyal so we can like grow into the company. Like, do you have leadership skills, potential, etc.?
Yeah. Well, it's the grow. It's the low and slow, right? Like we want to grow. Yeah. Not that we want to grow slow, but we want to grow very strategic and not go too fast. Yeah. Again, something that I talk about on the boats a lot is like you should never rush, because when you rush, that's when you get hurt. And safety is always my primary concern. I want to make sure that you make it back home safely at the end of this hitch. That's not to say that you got to be slow. Like you can have, some gusto in your workflow. But like you can move with intent, and you don't have to, crawl through everything. Yeah. But there's a difference between moving quickly and rushing. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I try to be very mindful of, is to make sure that we're moving quickly, but we're never rushing. Yeah, because rushing creates mistakes. Exactly. Which you had to fix this morning. Exactly. Yeah, I was up at 6 a.m. fixing rushed mistakes. Yeah. That weren't my mistakes, but still my place to fix them. Do you think that... I'm curious if you're trying to rush the replication process, and so that's why it's not being grasped. No. Like maybe it's a longer process than you want it to be. Maybe so. Maybe that's a 10-year horizon, not a 5-year horizon. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, some of that's you.
What?
I try and teach you how to think about things differently. But now that I'm looking back on it, you think things very differently now than you did 5 years ago.
Yeah, see?
So maybe you're right.
It's a longer term goal than you would like it to be.
Maybe not than I'd like it to be, just than what I realized.
Yeah. Yeah, because like me 5 years ago to me now, even me a year ago, I feel like a lot has changed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is I have been through a lot more in the last couple years that you had already like been through. So I think it's like kind of experienced based learning.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
What do you feel like I'm better at thinking about now?
Process. You're so much better thinking about process. Before, you were always focused on goal. So like, need to complete this task so this happens. Complete that task so that happens. But like the concept of task management and prioritization, like the actual process of how you achieve things, you have a huge emphasis on now. And
because we've failed.
Right. But those are things that I was constantly telling you.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, just shut up. You're not Candace Owens, so I'm not going to listen to you.
I think that's part of that coaching is like you got to let people fail. And like we did last year was like on paper. We looked like we failed hard. And I think I learned a lot from that. But it was like you saw the big picture. So like it was like a controlled fail.
Yeah, because last year was not a failure to me at all. Last year we killed it.
Right. But to me, growing in that, it felt like we lost all these people and had to like basically kill Atomic to grow it again.
Yeah, but I told you.
I know, but you saw that picture the whole time. So that was you. I had to like learn the hard way.
That's the thing that I can't figure out how to replicate is how you see that picture 3 years in advance.
I think I have to experience more.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm trying to achieve something that's not achievable. I think about it a lot with Joel too. Because Joel's, especially now, like I'm completely exiting from that company. We're completely exiting from that company.
Never been silent in my life.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told him. I said, this doesn't mean I'm going to be silent. It just means y'all don't have to listen anymore. I was like, I'm still going to say a lot of shit.
Ideas.
But yeah, I mean, that's been on my mind a lot for the last month since we had that final conversation about it.
I think they're going to learn a lot this year.
I think
it's still going to be successful. They're just going to learn a lot.
They're going to be wildly successful.
Yeah.
But
the ownership mentality will, I think.
But again, like I was trying to explain.
More liability will help them.
The conversation I was just trying to have with you a second ago, I was like, it's taking me 10 minutes just for you to grasp the concept right now. Yeah. I had tried to have that same conversation with Joel and Adam the other day and like could never get that concept across. And then, I'll still get phone calls and the phone calls is like, it's because y'all don't grasp this concept yet.
Yeah.
But talking about timeline, like Joel today versus Joel 5 years ago.
Oh my God.
Phenomenal difference. Now, I'm not going to say like, oh, that's all me. Like I was great at that. No, like that's Joel. 20% of that's me.
I think, he had to learn the hard way in a controlled environment.
Right.
And he did. He rose to the occasion.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Adam's doing the same.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So yeah, I'm just kind of contemplating this in the moment right now.
Yeah. As
we're talking about it, of maybe that's the thing is like it's not a me thing. It's mentoring people as they go through something effectively so they grow.
Kind of like parenting, right? Like we see Harley grow, we kind of have to let her fail and like figure it out the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that a lot with her. Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day because she'll do something wrong. The other day she was doing something and you're like, you want a timeout? You want to go to bed? And you kept like threatening her with stuff.
Yeah.
And when she did it to me, I turned around and I said, do it one more time. I dare you.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't do it.
She did it. She got a timeout.
Oh, yeah. No, that time. Yeah.
She is us.
Yeah.
She did it.
Yeah.
She was asking for something. And she asked for it again. You said, all right, timeout.
Yeah. But like our thresholds are so vastly different because you'll start counting and you'll go 3, 2, 1.5.
I say 2.5.
Or 2.5 or 1 3/4. And I don't do no counting or nothing.
Yeah.
I said, do it one more time. See what happens.
Yeah. I think, maybe having more patience with the process is because the do it one more time doesn't really work with adults.
I don't think that correlates to adults at all. I'm not going to put somebody in timeout. I was just thinking I think it's funny the way we do those things differently.
Yeah.
I think that's
coaching people is a lot like parenting, like watching them fail, giving redirection. They come to you, oh, this happened. Oh yeah, okay.
No, I agree.
Which you did to me because every time somebody left, some of them I was ready for you, but you were like, yep, I expected that. I already made that into the model.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. I said I expected it. I told you.
Predicted it.
A year before it happened.
Yeah.
Hey, this is going to happen.
Right.
We're going to go to 0 in atomic in the next 10 months. This person is going to leave at about this point because that's when they're going to hit that variance threshold of profitability.
Yeah. So I think that is like parenting, where it's like you're watching things happen, but you're not like involved in it too much.
I agree
you're
with
just
you.
Kind of like letting it happen and going, oh yeah, okay. What'd you learn from that?
Yeah, I agree.
Which is, you have less control over that. You can't really guide it along as fast as some other leadership skills.
Well, back to leadership coaching. I don't think creating leaders or coaching leaders is a leadership skill. I think that's something different. Because I've gone through all 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, which I'm writing a book.
Is different,
I think the book is great. It's a great book. But I don't think it teaches you how to create leaders. It teaches you how to be a leader. I saw something the other day that I think is kind of relevant to this. It was, I can never remember this comedian's name. He's a great comedian, and he started as like a Christian comedian, and they had a bunch of stuff happen, and he moved away from that, but he still has like a lot of Christian jokes. And he was talking about how, people are like, show me evidence God exists. Show me evidence God exists. He's like, dude, you're trying to point at the author while you're in the book. That's, what's it? J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Yeah. He's like, that's like Harry Potter looking in Hogwarts for J.K. Rowling. Like, she's not there. She's writing the fucking book. And I feel like that's it with leadership, where we think that becoming a better leader will make us produce leaders. But we're writing the book. They have to figure it out for themselves in the book.
Yeah. I think that's the coaching aspect, is like you just kind of like guide to the right place. Right.
So anyway, do with that what you will.
Did we answer the question or not? Still work in progress.
Yeah. We'll come back in 5 years and
Mike will read the $1 Trillion Coach one day and we'll reflect on it.
I'll get ChatGPT to give me the spark notes on it.
Oh my gosh, read it. I think you would really like it.
I'll read it. You're selling it to me better now. At first you're like, I read this book about this guy. He's a horrible football coach, but he did some other things that were cool.
Yeah, I'm bad at selling it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Law of attraction.
Okay. Well, there's no laws in it. It's just about being a good coaching mentor.
I have read this book too many times now.
You have. I need you to stop and read the $1 Trillion Coach instead. Or the other one with the restaurateur guy. Also really good.
Is that the culture one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's on my read list.
Yeah.
I said I have 2 books sitting for me right
best.
now. I have like 5 books on my queue.
I know, but you keep reading this other stupid one that you don't even agree with.
I do agree with it. I wholeheartedly agree with it.
It's not what you need anymore. You are a leader. Stop reading it.
It don't work like that. You got to keep honing your craft. I think it's a great book. I'm not saying that I dislike reading it. I'm just saying
outgrown that book.
Every other book that I have read has just been that book worded differently.
Okay, we'll try this one.
Yeah.
And the other one.
Yeah.
What is it? Unreasonable Hospitality.
Well, my goal is to read 12 books in a year, a book a month. Okay. Right now, I'm 4 books in, and we're on month 4. So
look at you.
I'm about to finish book 5.
Book 6 should be $1 Trillion Coach.
It'll have to jump the queue in front of the 2 other ones you had for me.
Yeah. What were the other ones? The hospitality one and...
It was a hospitality one and then a yellow book. I don't remember what it...
Hospitality's yellow. I think the other one was the happiness one or something.
Oh, that was another...
It's kind of a hard read. I'm still struggling through that one. It's more like clinical.
Okay. Well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah, the $1 Trillion Coach. And
I like some clinical stuff. I really enjoyed the Thinking Fast and Slow.
Yeah. See, I struggled through that one too.
Thinking Fast and Slow was an easy read for me.
I think because it feels so clinical, I'm like trying to like apply it to like, I'm like, oh yeah, this would be great. But the happiness one, Khalid recommended it. It's based in positive recovery, positive psychology. And it's basically like training yourself to be more of an optimist.
Yeah,
it's very clinical based.
Undeserved optimism or something, or trained optimism.
Yeah,
or something
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so clinical. It's hard for me to read.
Well, maybe I'll jump the $1 Trillion Shitty Football Coach ahead of those.
It's an easy read. It's so well written.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Okie dokie.
It's blue, so there you go.
Well, there you go. It's not yellow. Anywho.
The Unreasonable Hospitality one's good. It's just kind of, it's more about like going above and beyond, which you are really good at doing and keeping an eye out for. I just thought it was
thank you.
Interesting biography.
Yeah.
Autobiography.
Yeah. I think I'm good at a couple of things. I think in general I'm not good at a lot of things.
My grandfather used to say, "What can he not do?"
A lot. Well, leadership's all about you not doing it. It's about motivating and crafting other individuals to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me now is like, yes, can I do it? Yeah. I need to not do it. I need to empower other people to take ownership of it.
Yeah. It's more about like getting out of self.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of room for improvement there.
Yeah. Work on your empathy and holding space.
It's bullshit. Gonna hold space.
All right.
What else you got?
I need to order lunch. I'm hungry.
Lunch? I was getting down with the leadership stuff.
Oh, we can keep going.
Another great book. The Daily Stoic. If anybody's looking for something to read.
It's like a daily reflection thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people come in here and they're like, "Oh, I love this book."
Yeah, so it has every single date. So you don't have to like start on like a day one.
That's
like,
nice.
Yeah, if it's April 6th or whatever today is, you can just turn to April 6th that day, and it'll give you like a little devotional for that day. And it's mostly just quotes from like people that were considered Stoics. Nice. A lot of like Roman stuff, Marcus Aurelius, a lot of Greek stuff. But it's cool.
So that way every dude comes in here and goes, "I love this book."
Probably, yeah. I think
the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I think every dude's obsessed with Rome. Rome was like the pinnacle of, I don't know,
Dudism.
maleness.
Pinnacle of dudes.
Yeah. I think it's a good book, though. I think it's all about self. It's all about like internalizing things and being better for the sake of being better.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, which I think is very important. I think that the conversation we were just having a second ago, like our natural mode of operation is we want to point outward and say, that's the reason why this is wrong, or that's the reason why this is this.
Yeah.
And this is all about you're the problem.
Inward. Yeah.
Big thing with Marcus Aurelius.
A balance.
Final note to leave on is, so Marcus Aurelius is he's the head dude in Rome. He's emperor. And he has a slave that's sole purpose is just to stay in his ear and say, you're just a man. Like, you suck. You're just a man. You're not special.
That's funny.
Yeah. And it was because he was self-aware that, like, hey, I have literally all the power in the world.
Yeah. Don't let it go to your head.
Yeah. If I allow it to go to my head, then I'm going to be a piece of shit.
Oh, I know some people like that.
Yeah.